Hello, it is Tuesday, March 9th, and my glasses are crooked still because my appointment's not till the 17th. And we're doing a different kind of heavy petting. So my guest today does not have a pet. That's not the first time it's happened, but it's the first time that it's really happened on purpose. And so what I'm doing here, and why I'm telling you this is because I need your help. So when I edit this episode, I'm going to make a cute little montage of animals, your pets. So if you have video of your pets doing something cute, send it to me. Just send it to me in my messenger, and I'll put it all together, and it will be in the beginning part of this episode when it is edited and comes out tomorrow. Welcome to Heavy Petting with Cheri Hardman. Today's guest is Jeff Scheen. Hey, how are you?
Great. Glad to be here.
So I was just telling the people that you don't have a pet.
Yeah, I don't. Actually looking to get one right now. Or me and my girlfriend are trying to find a dog to get.
Oh, really? What, like any certain kind or?
I want small. I want a small. I've been pushing Yorkie. That's what I've been pushing. She wants big, but we're in New York, and I don't. I can't. And then you gotta pick up the poo, and I don't like to pick up a giant.
There's a lot more involved in having a big dog. As someone like we have 2 Chihuahuas.
Oh, that's great.
And then we got a big dog. And I love the big dog. I've always wanted to have a big dog, but it's like, here, honey, this dog's a lot of responsibility. And my husband's in charge of that, and that's not
right. Yeah, you can't ignore a big dog.
No. And and the poops are like not cute little ones to pick up either. So.
Yeah, I want to pick up a poop with 3 fingers. I just want a little pinch.
Right. You can carry it around with you and not like look like you have a baggage.
Yeah, like to feel the weight. I don't want to feel the weight. I want to forget I have it in my pocket.
It's all hot and no. So that's good. So yeah. So you're looking to get a pet. So normally what I used to do is if a comedian didn't have a pet, we would go to this animal shelter, find an animal that needed to be adopted.
Oh.
But we're not doing that right now. So we're kind of in this, but you came highly recommended.
Right.
Else. And so if he says someone's cool, I know they're cool. So like, who cares if you have a pet? We'll just all do something different.
I grew up with a lot of pets. I had a bird, I had a lizard, I had a dog, I had fish. I had it all.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Love a lizard.
Really? Why?
Because I don't know, I think they're neat looking, they don't last long, so you just have them for a little while, Right.
I don't know, like to me, I can't assign like a cute personality trait to a lizard's face.
No, you can't, because when you touch them, their eyes close, and you get to touch the little tops of their heads. I love.
Cute.
Yeah, it's fine. They close their little eyes, and you can like touch them a little bit, and then they're gone in about a year. So it's a fun, cheap pet.
That's funny. Okay, so fish are good too, except fish tanks. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, I've never been a fish. I had a fish, they're fine, but they're boring to me. I don't know, you just look at them.
They die a lot too.
Yeah, they die a lot and you can't touch them. I want an animal I can touch.
Yeah, me too. Well, that's why a little dog is good, because they like to sit on your lap.
Yeah, right? Because I grew up, I had a Yorkie, and it was great. Whenever you wanted them around, you could just pick them up, and then you had them. And then when you're bored, you just pick him up and you put him down and he's gone.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a little concerned about your pet parenting, but I get
you. Oh yeah. I just like, I'll pick him up and I like to forget about him.
Well, the neat thing is that you can, if you want to, hire people to do the parts that you don't like.
Yeah.
you
I
know.
used to be a dog walker.
Hmm.
So I was one of those people that would walk into people's
Hmm.
houses and
Although now with Lady Gaga's dog walker getting shot, I don't know. You got to probably pay him a little bit more now.
I know, right? Yeah, we're not doing this for $12 a walk anymore. Sick of that. I want the full 20 now. I'm not splitting this with anybody else.
That's right. So I see you're going to be on Dan's show tomorrow night.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
So the grind with Dan Mills. I'll have this edited and out by then. That's my one show. Like every Wednesday night, I go watch his show
Oh,
because
great.
like just as a person that likes comedy, there's always good people on it.
You've been watching Zoom shows, huh?
I have. That's really the only one that I watch on purpose.
Yeah, there's so many. And I've always wondered, like, how do they find? I don't have one. So I've always wondered, like, how do they find audiences? They're like, hey, turn off Netflix.
Yeah, well, they a lot of Zoom shows don't have audiences. It's
Yeah, I
just
know.
comedians in there. Yeah, no, but he usually gets a pretty good audience, and
Yeah.
that are there that actually appreciate comedy. And sometimes like if somebody doesn't show up, then you get to do a surprise set. I got to do that one night. It was like, okay, I guess I'm on the show again. So
Oh yeah, you got bumped on?
yeah, I mean, I don't go there for that purpose, but it's a good show. I enjoy it. So I'll see you tomorrow night on that. I'll be
Hey,
watching.
there we go. What's your favorite part about Zoom shows? Doing them, that is.
Oh, nothing. I mean, you don't have to put pants on, but other than that, you don't have to go anywhere. But all the parts that I don't know about you, but all the parts that I like about comedy are all the parts that aren't there in a Zoom show, like hanging out with people and drinking and
Right, yeah. And then when you do it here, like the best part is you can see people smiling in their little box, and you go, "Oh, okay."
I know. Have you done any live comedy lately?
Yes, I've done the outdoor. New York had some outdoor shows that we've been doing on like roofs and in parks.
And how's that?
It was good. They've been fun, surprisingly. I think when you go from nothing, like zero to just a little bit of something, like, oh God, there it is again.
Uh-huh. Right. I know. I wasn't going to do any till I was fully immunized, but I had my first shot, and then a brand new comedy club opened up here in town, and they called me, wanted me to feature, and I was like, I'm going. I just couldn't help myself. So it was
Yeah,
good.
yeah, go and yeah, feeling the live laughs again, like after the Zooms, and you're like, all right, let's see what live feels like. I kind of forgot. And then when you get off, you're like, holy smokes, there's the adrenaline.
Yeah, it was like Thursday night. It was a little, sometimes Thursday night, you're still just kind of finding it. And then we did 2 shows Friday night. But then by Saturday night, it was like, that was that electricity. I was like, oh, yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, you're getting the juice.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so the show's called Heavy Petting. And I don't know how old you are, but you're a lot younger than me. So I don't know if you know what heavy petting means, like back in the day, like we used to say it. I've had some younger guests not know what it meant. So for the purposes of this show, heavy petting has to do with dating. See, I gave you a little foreplay. We talked about comedy first. I didn't just want to hit you with the heavy petting right away. Okay, so dating, sex, intimacy, relationships, anything like that. If you have like an interesting or amusing story to tell us, we would love
Oh, yeah, I do. Hopefully my parents maybe would not be probably watching this, but and yeah, I'm aware of heavy petting. I thought everybody knew what heavy petting meant. Who didn't
No,
know?
there's like a couple of comedians who were like 30-ish that had never heard of it.
Really? Yeah, I'm in my early 30s and I know what heavy petting is, like making out. Was making out back? Everybody said making out back then, right? Yeah, it's always been the same. Heavy petting stories. Yeah, I have one that's actually it's oddly related to the animal theme.
Oh.
Because this was I mean, obviously pre-pandemic when New York things were wild. I was dating my girlfriend currently. We were we were still together, going great. And we had a rough patch at some point. Got to be the argument of open relationship versus exclusivity.
Oh.
Like that whole, I guess, our millennial free love movement that we're in, that we're all trying to mimic and do the same thing, but we're calling it open relationships now. We just changed the phrase, but it's the same doomed setup. So she's like, oh, let's do that. And I'm not one of those, I don't like open stuff, like this,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll just separate my feelings and, oh, just don't tell me. And then, I'll just wonder where you're at. It's terrible. It's driving me nuts. But, and also I'm competitive.
Right, yeah.
So you have that awful competition, like, oh yeah, you're probably out with somebody, I'm gonna find somebody too. And it just dehumanizes everybody. And now it's just this terrible, like, game of tennis. Like,
Right.
you think you're scoring tonight? I'll score too. It was truly a
People you
nightmare.
don't even like just to make a point, right?
Right, yeah. People I have no interest in. I don't even want to. I just want to be with you. Can't we just do that? But you are commitment phobic. So, so things are going, like, we're in that area in our relationship. This whole terrible time for me. And she was all right, whatever. I know she didn't really like it till I started doing it on my end more before, because at first I was like, I don't know. And then after I was like, you're right, I'll start doing this. And then, of course, she's like, well, I don't think I like this. Obviously. But so, like, I get on this stupid app, the dating apps and all that, the wild things. And I'm just like, whatever, I'm just swiping. I know. And one of them was just like, I swiped on this one girl, message real quick back. Rare. It's on Tinder, the quick hookup one.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I was like, all right, yeah, we'll meet up for drinks. And so we met up. She's like this, like I'd say a nerdy woman. Like she was a cosplayer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a lot of photos of Star Trek. She's like a Star Trek, here's me at this Comic-Con, And all right, that's neat. And then we're just drinking whiskey, a lot of that. And I remember she told me about she worked at a paint store where she sold paints. It was a very boring conversation. So I'm like, sure, tell me about the chartreuse. Anyways, so then we go back to her place, like, all right, let's do this. And, we're fooling around. I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, all right, do you want to put this dog collar on? And I'm not one to say no if it's weird. I didn't, what am I like? No, I don't know. I guess we're here when in Rome.
When at the dog park.
Yes, at the dog park. She's like, all right. And then she goes, and of course it's her cosplay, her, like, all of my nerdy costumes. And over here is her weird dog collar thing. And it was like a collar with a little leash on it.
Was it like a studded one or just like a regular old, like, dog collar?
Looked like a regular old dog collar. Just a plain old, like a brown leather. I mean, a nice dog collar, I guess, for a purebred, if you will. So I was okay. And I just, like, put it on. And then I didn't know what to do once you put it on. So I just put it on. I just let it drop down. I was like, all right, I don't know what do? Do I take a crap on the floor? What do we do here? So she's like, she grabbed it, and I was like, okay, and then it was this weird, I guess I was being not a very good team player.
Did you at least bark?
I didn't bark. I know, I should have barked. I know, I let her down. And then she's like, all right, now, this isn't working. Just put it on me. I was like, all right. And I put the collar on her, and I was like, what do I? And then she's like, I'm thirsty. Walk me to the bathroom. So I walked her and then she drank out of the faucet, I guess like a
I
dog.
thought you were going to say she drank out of the toilet.
No, that's where I thought I was headed. But I guess she was like she's not a crazy dog, I guess. She's hygienic enough to do the faucet. So I did the faucet. I'm like, okay. And then after that, it was just like I guess the mood wasn't great because I wasn't like really into it. And then we just kind of like got rid of it. And then we just kind of drank more whiskey. And then she passed out in her collar thing. And then the next morning I woke up, I was like, oh, what was that? And then I went, come back to the girl I'm dating, and I was like, I can't do this open thing. It's crazy out there. I don't want to keep dating these crazy. And I told her, I was like, I'm doing this weird dog collar thing. And then she thought it was hilarious. She started laughing at me. I thought she'd be like mad and jealous. She thought it was funny. But then after a while, I was like, I can't. This is too much. I'm not doing this dinner. I'm ending up on it with a dog leash on. There's these women in New York. They're crazy. I'm not interested. They got boring paint conversations. I can't do this open thing. It's either we're in or I'm out. And I finally grew a pair. I put my foot down. And then after it was like a week of us like, oh, I don't know. And then finally she's like, yeah, I don't think this open thing's working out. And I was like, yes, thank God. So now we are like together, I love monogamy. We're just monogamous together. It has been 2 years.
Yeah.
And
okay. So I have some questions. Like, first of all, I don't think you can answer this, but don't you think if you're like into that, that's something you discuss with somebody before they come over to your house?
That's what I think. Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. You pull out this thing, and then it's like all of a sudden, do I just say no and then go home? I don't know how this works.
I don't either. I'm too much. I mean, I've played role play before, but it was just dumb, pretend like he's the kid that came to mow the lawn or something like that. But not an actual
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the janitor, or I'm here to fix the TV, or whatever.
Right, and I don't want to kink shame anybody. It's not about that, but it's just she could have at least given you some doggy directions,
Yeah, I've never been. It's my first time being a dog, Let's work on some commands here. How about a sit or a roll over?
Right.
I just stood there like a doofus.
Peed on her leg. You should have just peed on her leg.
Yeah.
I like this story. It's pretty good. But that's what I should start doing is holding up a card with a number on it, judge your story. That was one of the good ones. Let me ask you about your background there.
Okay. Oh yeah. This is my podcast background that I've been doing.
What does it say up there that we can't see?
Oh, it's supposed to say The Worldly Show.
Okay.
And we've been doing a little podcast on Twitch.
Oh, I haven't ventured over there.
Yeah, it's the
I'm too old for that, I think.
You can just go to twitch.tv and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there. There's a comedy club on it. That just has been doing all the Zoom shows. It's a comedy hub on Twitch, and then they have a ton of I think they do 2 shows a night.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've been doing our podcast on it at I think 4 p.m. Pacific time.
And what do you talk about on your podcast? Your podcast.
It started off as just a random let's talk about what's going on in the world, and then it's delved into. We have a monologue bit chunk, so we do our little monologue where I write the jokes, and then my Tim McLaughlin is his name, the other co-host. He reads what I wrote.
Uh-huh.
So he's reading and he's terrible at reading, so he screws up most of the time. It's very funny. So I'm the monologue joke writer. And then we have a correspondent section where we have a friend and he's got a green screen and he just pretends he's in I'm coming in live from Myanmar during the protests. And then we ask him what he just makes up whatever he thinks is, and he's an idiot. And and then we have guest comedians on, and then I like to ask them very hard questions. Which something what was the other one I asked? Oh, like stuff like America's very divided right now. What's good about that?
Oh.
And then they score and like they have to figure out what's like I try to make them find silver linings and stuff.
Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's very fun.
All right. What's the best compliment anyone's ever given your naked body?
Oh, best compliment I've gotten on my naked body. I think it would be it was it looks like you're starting to get muscles. Because I've been doing push-ups and I was making.
Somebody noticed. That's nice when someone notices. Yeah.
Right. No, it's like it looks like they're starting to come in, and I almost had like a full chest. It was exciting.
All right. So if people want to find you, where can they find you?
Oh, I'm on Instagram and Twitter. It's all New York Jeffrey. That is my name there. Yeah, I was trying to find to see if there's any New York Jeffs, and then there wasn't any Jeffreys. That's why I went New York Jeffrey.
All right. Well, cool. All right. So I'll put that up on the screen so they can find you and, send some money your way or something. I don't know. Why not?
Oh, thanks.
Watch your shows. I don't know. Whatever will help.
Yeah,
We just support comedians in their time of need.
Oh, boy. Yeah, we're losing our minds.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, that's all. That's all we've got. What I'll do now is I'll edit this and put it on YouTube and everything. We're just
Awesome.
we're live on Facebook right now, and then we'll send it around to Instagram and everything just as we go. So thank you so much for
Cool.
joining me. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night on your show.
I look forward to seeing you. Thanks for having me too.
All right. Now we're going to end this, and then you're going to go poof, and you're going to go away. So
Okay. We'll see
virtual
you tomorrow.
handshake. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What's on her mind? She's a now she's a big girl, big girl, big girl, big girl.
Sí, ve. Mira, ve.